Welcome one and all to a glowy June day off Old Back Bay here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, where while the world is awash with its summer romance with the global game, we invite you to a place where matters of the heart are all but elementary. Live from Portland, where today's match is presented by Visit Maine. It's Portland Hearts of Pine and Chattanooga Red Wolves. Howdy folks, with the coach Eric Dobransky, I'm Peyton Keller, and this is your table. Bit of a bumpy start for Portland out of the gate just outside the playoff picture as they welcome Chattanooga Red Wolves side that are just beneath them in the table. A pair of teams that were in the playoffs a year ago trying to get back there this season. And Eric, as we look at the recent run for Portland, been a bit of an uneven accounting of things these last couple of games.
Well, you see it in the standings. It's been all about fine margins. They're a resilient, organized side that's always been in the thick of the match, but it's still searching for that consistency to win the defining moments with 3 one-goal margins and 5 draws this season. The difference between 1 point and all 3 have come down to capturing those moments and those actions. And
of course, one player that has been a point of consistency for them so far this year is Ollie Wright. He is our Springers man to watch.
He's been elite across every phase of the attacking game, build-up, chance creation, the final pass, finishing, which is why he's been involved of 9 out of the 14 Portland Hearts of Pine goals. But in this match like tonight, it's not necessarily him to score, but to influence.
On the other side of things, there's a Chattanooga Red Wolves side that have been scoring the goals this year at a higher clip than ever before in the club's history, but been a little bit leaky on the defensive end.
They've been sharp on the offensive posture. They've done it with a variety, collective approach, creating opportunities, but they have experienced that inconsistency defensively. The challenge tonight is finding that balance between attacking freedom and defending discipline.
This is the split compared to that resolute season that came out of nowhere a little bit, Eric. Chattanooga surprising the league. This year, a little bit worse off on the defensive end.
And I think some of the louder stats is the bottom of the graphic. This trend is something that they would absolutely like to change. When you consistently concede first, it leaves you chasing matches, and that is incredibly difficult to get into rhythm. And someone who's going to help and continue to lean on to supply that attacking punch is this man, Matt Bentley. The numbers speak for themselves. Clinical finisher, explosive in the moments in the final third. Can this group get off to a fast start and strike first in order to set the temperature?
5 goals for him in all competitions over the last 5 games. He's featured for the Red Wolves. He will be on full display when we return here in the state of Maine at Portland Hearts of Pine and the Chattanooga Red Wolves. That's all up next when we return.
We move differently here, not in a rush, but in rhythm. We rise with the tide, cook with our hands, and speak when it matters. We pass on what's felt more than said. We laugh by firelight and stop to notice what others once saw. Every moment here means more because nothing is taken for granted. This is Maine, rooted in time, forged by nature.
You might think it's easier to start tomorrow, or next week, or next year. But at Maine Health, we believe your best self starts today. Our local programs and care teams are here to educate and motivate healthy choices and habits, while nationally renowned specialists provide you with leading-edge treatments and personalized care options. We're always on your team, in your corner, and by your side. That's health and care in harmony.
Every save I make matters to my team. Now, those saves matter in a bigger way.
For every save made by a Hearts of Pine goalkeeper, Kennebec Savings Bank donates $100 to youth soccer programs right here in Maine. It's a promise to invest in confidence, leadership, and access for the next generation of players. At Kennebec Savings Bank, we believe in the power of community and the impact of every single save.
It's hard to believe that Tom's of Maine natural toothpaste can remove 95% of surface stains while protecting your enamel. But if nature can make a lake pink, you better believe a natural toothpaste can make your teeth white.
It's incredible.
Nature is full of surprises. Tom's of Maine White and Plus toothpaste. Never underestimate nature.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Hannafin. And tonight's starting lineup for the Hearts is presented by NBT Bank. And first for Bobby Murphy. Eric, as we look at things, the midfield battle will be key.
Well, welcome. Diego Gonzalez gets the start tonight, the Houston Dynamo Academy product, a standout attacking force. How quickly can he get acclimated to his new teammates? Space will be limited tonight as Chattanooga's side will be compact, being decisive and sharp in those key moments. And for Chattanooga, a side that is striving for balance in both boxes, they will want to be disruptive. They'll want to win the battle of territory. Acosta and Gomez in midfield will guide that task, making sure that they're keeping the appropriate line integrity.
Chattanooga's side, at the discretion of Scott McKenzie, that has only been able to pick up all 3 points in one of their last 5 games. In all competitions, they will be at odds with all these fine folks here at Fort Fitzpatrick. It is a, as always, irresistible, buoyant atmosphere here in the state of Maine. The pulse of the Hearts on full sound. A humming audience as center official Thomas Snyder allows them to find their voice and sends us in motion for Chattanooga Red Wolves and Portland Hearts of Pine. With the coach Eric Dobransky, I am Peyton Kelleher, and this one will be lively from the outset. Always Portland's in their very best selves when they are at home in this venue. They're in the orange, Chattanooga in the white. Coming off the heels of that rousing performance from the U.S. men's national team in their World Cup opener last evening, you can expect that extra degree of edge potentially in the atmosphere here today as folks file into the ground and just have that whetting of the appetite for what should be an enticing 90 minutes to come. A sweeping switch of play and finding friendly feet out on the far flank. Worked into Ramos, who lifts it over the goalkeeper. And Buckeye Faye does away with it before it's pelted in. It's taken all of 60 seconds for a soaring start, and Chattanooga out of the blocks 1-0.
And just a savage start from Chattanooga Red Wolves. They have come into this environment, come out flying, and a lot of it for them was going to be about what do you do when you regain possession? What does that first ball entail, and what does it bring out? They have been able to play forward here early, and with that ball, they collect the numbers necessary to hammer that one home and take an early 1-0 advantage.
That is Omar Hernandez, who not 2 minutes into the game knocks things off course for Portland. He's had a penchant for playing the heel. 9 of his now last 10 goal contributions have come on the road, and he quiets the atmosphere down right away.
Well, and we had mentioned in the open about the 6 out of their 8 games they've conceded first. I mean, that's a trend that you want to buck, and one that you need to make sure does not become a theme, a trend, something that you continue to look back on. And definitely the start that they were looking for.
Chattanooga rambling forward, as we mentioned off the top of the show. It is a Red Wolves side that, despite maybe some of the defensive frailty this year, has been as prolific as they've ever been in front of goal, averaging 2 goals per game so far in the league. In 2026, they show their fangs straight away. Tonight's keys to the game are presented by Paint Chevrolet, and, well, in terms of controlling space, Chattanooga make it a lot easier on themselves right there.
Yeah, and case in point for Chattanooga, the controlling space, it goes both ways. Controlling space defensively, making sure that the areas are tight, but also allowing that to allow you to control some of the attacking moments from Portland Hearts of Pine. Win second actions, and that was another prime example there on the goal. You lose track of some runners because of the second action influence. They get flooded in the box.
Mo Muhammad drifting in. And just jabbed back by Chattanooga. It is a Red Wolves side that have conceded a joint league high 6 goals inside the first 15 minutes. That's already one more than they had all of last season, and they have more to deal with here. This corner kick is presented by County Federal Union, and it's a moment of menace to try and get right back even for Portland. It belongs to Josh Track. And before anything can take place, the referee will blow it dead. Looks like they're going to get Breck Evans for something.
Well, it looked like the referee had said that they weren't set to start play just yet. Looks like the corner will stay with Portland Hearts of Pine.
They run it back. And it rocks past everybody. Kamali Green will chase it down. Ollie Wright unable to slide it through for Mateo Kidd.
This comes from a spell of play where they found the entry pass, you get the clearance, and there's still a lot to do on this left-footed strike. And Omar Hernandez gets this absolutely right. Just a thunderous strike.
For Hernandez, that's now 5 on the campaign. Really putting things together, leading the line for the Red Wolves. And oh, by the way, he also scored in Portland last year. Scott McKenzie made notice in our discussion with him ahead of this match that, yes, this crowd is a big advantage for Portland Hearts of Pine. More on that here in a moment. Set is flipped out of play for almost immediate extra corner, but just to round out.
And this is good involvement here early from Diego Gonzalez. That's what an early goal does as well, is it does minimize some of the opportunity for this team to start getting into rhythm here with the new acquisition. That was a good clipped in ball. Another corner.
Josh Track prepping. Another corner kick presented by County Federal Union. Floated into the heart of the area. Met with conviction by the Red Wolves, who fancy themselves on the break. It's a whole flood of white jerseys flying forward in formation. Bentley lost purchase of it at the ends. The last man you'd guess to get that wrong. He's been in sizzling form. The chance is gone for now.
It looked like all he was trying to do was help it along and unable to guide that into further space, but good outlet, good intent here early from Chattanooga. The ability to defend with numbers, but also generate those attacking sequences with the numbers to threaten and threaten consistently, not just occasionally. Good ball in.
It's Josh Track, who was setting the provision in for Abubakar Kamara. He did score last game against Brooklyn, what was a lopsided affair. Ended up being a 5-1 thrashing, but Kamara forced into a much bigger role without Titus Washington, and he has scored in 2 of the last 3. Portland have a throw. Doesn't look like it's dropped their chin very much, falling behind. Kamara, the man in the mix, amongst several others. High header one in the air by Josh Ramos. Portland go it again. This is only right. Lofting in from deep. We expected, Eric, maybe a more cagey affair as we approach this game. As we take a look at tonight's injury report, which is brought to you by Maine Health. it's been a knock and thrust one so far, and a little bit less of that organization.
And I would say that both these teams have been affected in the way that they've been able to consistently exude their identities and build towards that game-by-game approach with the injuries, having to navigate some personnel. And to the point you were just making, the KG affair, we thought going into this match that this was going to be two teams that were going to start to try to discover some of that consistency, some of that fluidity in both boxes. And Chattanooga Red Wolves are the ones that strike first, but you can see the tempo, the intent that Portland Hearts of Pine are playing with. Know it from that Brooklyn FC side, that game, conceding first. Obviously the back and forth affair that was that Corpus Christi result, that it's not necessarily the first goal that goes on to define the game, it's the actions and the behaviors that follow that first goal.
Mateo Kidd keeps it in circulation for Kamali Green, who's found himself a little fancy in midfield. Had been a center back almost exclusively in his time last season with Portland, but out of necessity, propelled up the pitch, and now sitting next to Mateo Kidd today. Aiming in the direction of Kamara, but it lands with Jason Smith.
And to that point, gives Diego Gonzalez kind of that safety net. Not that he necessarily needs it in regards to his defensive responsibilities, but just the ability to say, hey, first time start, go play make. You are creative, you can generate attacking sequences, you can be clever on the ball. Highlight those strengths in match one, provide some stability behind him, and those moments where you could be the ball winner.
He is a dazzling talent, necessary one as well. Musashi Wada, one of those injuries that you saw a moment ago. Such a key factor in orchestrating the attack, and also his role in terms of Portland's pressing efforts. Gonzalez comes in as a very hotly tipped talent. 93 appearances for him last 5 seasons with Dynamo Dos. And MLS Next Pro, 23 goals and 20 assists. We'll look to partner with this man, Ollie Wright. Top of the area, JT Kamara loses out. And scooped down of touch by Josh Track. Scott McKenzie has to be certainly surprised, and happily so, with how quickly his team has gotten out of the gate. A man that's never bashful about anything.
If you look at it, the last few minutes of the last 2 matches have been very fruitful for Chattanooga Red Wolves. They scored in the 90th minute at 1 Knox to equalize that game. That was the USL Cup match. And then score within the first 2 minutes tonight, Omar Hernandez. So have stacked offensive sequences, albeit different matches, but you want your team to build off that momentum, to continue to stack plays, find those loud moments and execute at that level.
If there is anything for Portland to maybe take solace in, Chattanooga have failed to post a clean sheet the last 4 times they were away from home. Been a bit of a problem for a Red Wolves side that were as gritty defensively as any team in the USL League One had seen to date last year. Of course, to add a little extra fuel to the fire, this is the Portland team that ended their season a year ago in the postseason at the hand of this man, Ollie Wright. His goal was the defining one on that day. In this instance, the ball will go beyond his grasp and out for a goal kick. There's Bobby Murphy, a man with much to think about as the game has so violently changed on him right out of the chute. Portland side that is always up for the fight to protect their home turf, but with the way Red Wolves have started, it will be a taller order than normal.
And that goal for Chattanooga Red Wolves was almost scripted to the T of what they needed to do early in order to show Portland Hearts of Pine what they could do threatening going forward, what they could produce, what they could generate, and have that bit of doubt, that bit of fear for when you play into tight gaps, when you play in those tight spaces, that if you turn the ball over, we can punish you.
Both coaches made the second balls aspect of the game the primary focus, where they felt like the game would be won and lost, and we saw it on full display in that moment where Chattanooga found the lead.
Portland for when you play a team that is going to find good moments to stay defensively structured. Those second balls, those second phase opportunities provide you an opportunity to go forward when a team is unbalanced, when they're disorganized, when they're still trying to find their structure. So those are some areas where you can go and attack and you can be ruthless in those moments. Now you got to defend this free kick.
Thomas Snyder again, our centered official today, and Tom Felice, Adam Cook will be his linesman. William Jones is the fourth.
And just as Chattanooga is going to look to climb the field at a rapid rate, this back line for Portland Hearts of Pine is going to want to, although you're conceding a free kick here, you still want to impose your will physically. Make sure that they're going to know that there's a demand for when they go forward. There's going to be moments where you're not going to be able to get out clean. You're going to get physically, you're going to get touched, you're going to get tackled. There's going to be moments where you're going to have to get through that.
Portland have been a little bit more vulnerable in these dead ball situations this year than they were a year ago. Laline over the goalkeeper. It was a nervy one that cleared off the line. That was heart and mouth for Hunter Morris.
It's similar to their opening goal, driving at that byline, getting the service off and getting it to that far post.
It was Mateo Kitt who rose to the occasion and saw to it that Chattanooga would not double the lead. This corner kick is presented by County Federal Union. Ducked away again by Mateo Kidd at the near post.
Just as you were talking about the set pieces for Portland defensively, on the attacking side, those dead ball situations for Chattanooga has been something from last year into this year of utmost importance.
This is a dangerous ball and it ends up biteless. Somehow just tame from Matt Bentley at point blank.
No, he scuffed a pass earlier into space. He doesn't get a hold of this one, but his involvement and that tricky nature that he presents into matches, he's subtle with his movement, but his movement takes him into some explosive areas.
He has been ruthless so far this year, just aghast that he did not find a way to puncture. Had scored on 4 of his 5 shots on target entering today. Loose ball in the middle for Mateo Kidd. Works it out and works it wide. JT Kamara. Portland starting to find the gaps. And a taste of the quality of Diego Gonzalez as he wins the foul.
And this is exactly what you need to do, Chattanooga. Move them around, manipulate space, make sure you're asking different things of the matchups. You see towards the end there, Diego Gonzalez gets himself where he's back to goal. It's a little turn there, but feels the contact. Earns his team a dangerous free kick.
And Lombardi was the offender. Only right, we'll defer here. Looks like it's a pair of players, Diego Gonzalez as well as Josh Track. Jason Smith shattered the club's single season clean sheets record a year ago with 11 for Chattanooga. Only 1 this year. Get the sense he might be requested into action with this free kick from range. Track on a line and skips straight into the chest of Jason Smith.
I like the idea there. You just don't get enough traffic in front of Jason Smith.
And Chattanooga will test them straight away down the other ends. It's the goal scorer, Hernandez, playing provider now. And it goes clear on the head of Bentley, who is arriving at the far posts. Ramos. Blocked away. Lombardi lofting unmarked and hit wide, wrong side of the post. It is head spinning right now for the Hearts.
And my question would be, as this game progresses, can Chattanooga sustain this threat going forward? Because right now, this sequence starts with Jason Smith, getting on the ball. He catches that free kick, goes straight down the field, and Chattanooga is able to sustain that momentum, keep the ball in the attacking half, where they can generate the numbers, they can create the looks.
Whittling away was Mo Muhammad and pushed beyond the touchline. Turn to ESPN2 on Wednesday, June 17th for a USL League One battle. Forward Madison look to regain momentum against a surging Fort Wayne FC. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. Catch all the action on ESPN2 on June 17th. Big showpiece game for the USL League One. A division that is reaching a level that is almost incomprehensible compared to when Chattanooga Red Wolves pitched up in this league those years ago. Portland has been a primary point in that. But with the league as big as it is, it's never been bigger. It also feels like it is equally as competitive. Bit of direct distribution in this instance. JT Kamara does have the legs to catch it up. And it's a throw-in, it looks like, for the home side. This is where Portland, without so many of those key cogs in the mid-park, are just trying to find the groove. Injuries to Mikey Lopez as well as Masashi Wada. Drac, Ollie Wright, in clean connection. Diego Gonzalez guides it high. Ball flailing out of play. That ball is a Select ball, and Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship for the grassroots to the pro. Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.selectsport.com. The latest Select product specials and more. Select, of course, is the player's choice. A skyscraping header from Mbake Faye. Mo Muhammad. Red Wolves a little bit reluctant to engage the ball. They have been toward the top of the league in terms of their average line of engagement and all the pressing metrics that indicate how aggressive teams are. Feels like it's been coordinated that they want Portland to play into specific traps in the middle of the field instead of in their own ends. Breaking a line, it falls free to Ollie Wright. It's taken off his toes. Red Wolves looking to break out again. Lean. Cheeky bit of skill to get free of JT Kamara. Beautifully shaped ball down into the corner. It is a very narrow surface. You've probably heard it a lot if you've watched these first couple of seasons here at Fort Fitzpatrick. That is going to be a key character throughout the course of the match.
It is, but it's still going to be moments that you do want to hint at in this match, because even in a ball like that, you give in a deep corner, you just don't always see, and you're right back on the ball here, you don't always see teams being able to play out of a throw in that deep. So although it might not lead to anything or come to fruition in terms of an attacking sequence in that clipped in ball, it still leads to numbers. They can climb, put themselves into positions to win that ball.
Referee forced into action. He'll make the call. Foul against, it looked like in that moment, Pedro Hernandez. Maybe not. The ball was bounded out of play.
Both players trying to make a play, and it does look like it does lead to a corner.
Certainly seems as if Pedro Hernandez pushed off a little bit, but Chattanooga will be more than happy to collect this ball for a corner kick. It is a County Federal Credit Union corner kick for the Red Wolves, and it swings out. Stepped away, not smuggled all the way clear, and it's raked wide of the target. You're just now joining us. The point of difference. Omar Hernandez, a dazzling half volley. As the Red Wolves in the ascendancy and certainly finding traction here in the early going.
And this would be the storyline right here for Portland Hearts of Pine, doing a lot of the work in and around the box. You see the final third entries, 20, but they have not been able to engage anything getting into the box. One touch in the opposition box, whereas in Chattanooga, it's 6 entries, 4 touches in the opposition box. So it just shows you how ruthless they've been and clinical they've been going forward, and the XG, be it not really high quality for either side, but Chattanooga, one with the advantage right now. Portland Hearts of Pine have to feel like they have done a good job of controlling a lot of the momentum after conceding that goal. But I also feel like that first ball pressure, not letting Chattanooga climb the field at the rate that they're climbing, because the other side of it for Chattanooga is they're doing a great job of not only climbing the field, but doing it within proximity. A lot of the times where you see teams in transition, they're so separated, they're so isolated. They're doing a good job of getting their forwards squeezing together, Bentley, Hernandez, and then that midfield climbing with them and providing some options and support.
Been a very focused performance so far from Chattanooga that they're looking to enrich. Hernandez dropped in. Portland just trying to collect their wits. Contested by Ollie Wright. It's a throw in for the Red Wolves. Chattanooga have been extremely efficient so far. Looking for the knock on it. Comes to Hunter Morris without issue.
Just to reinforce what we were talking about with the box entries for Chattanooga defensively. I mean, for teams, you want to upgrade. You want to find that final pass. What a poor turnover here.
Bentley bursting forward and pressing the box. He's got options. He goes it alone. It's just not sticking right now for Matt Bentley, despite the strong start for the Red Wolves. It could be more.
And I would also say defensively, good decision making here. After the turnover, they make sure that they squeeze, stay compact, but they don't allow that through ball.
Ollie Wright, the man in the middle. Looked like he just lost the beat there at the end, but continue what you were saying.
That'll count as a box entry, but you're going to want some execution there. 11 of the 12 goals they've conceded Chattanooga have been inside the box.
Ollie Wright getting the captain's armband today. Fans serenading him, as they always do, and those fans are in large attendance. A good time to tell you that soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more. The #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Just in rounding out how resounding the support has been for Portland Hearts of Pine, the announcement of their USL W team coming the last couple of weeks. They've already sold 4,000 tickets for the season for that endeavor. Soccer City, USA.
It's just special what this club and this community have generated, created together, and you just see this fan base, and it's such an advantage to play here at home. But to the point you were making earlier, when opponents come here, they're excited to play here as well because of the crowd, the atmosphere that's created. So you're going to get everybody's best shot when teams come in.
Acosta. Arriving to the end line, and cross will hit the side netting. It's going to be another corner. It was deflected. Jonas Levine creating a moment of opportunity from a dead ball. And that finished last year extremely hot. All 5 of his goal contributions came after July 20th. And he is ready to sink his teeth into this one. Remorse arrives with a knuckle down to Levine. Kept in play. Down on this end with the sun setting, players really fighting to find visibility. And Portland remain barricaded into their own half. I mentioned the efficiency earlier, Eric. You're looking at a Chattanooga Red Wolves side that, despite having so little possession, posting the least in the history of the league last year, they have been getting a goal every 123 passes. That's the best mark in the division. They end up in this position where they don't need the ball much to create the moments that they can make an impact with.
I'll tell you, there's something extremely frustrating with playing a team like that when you know that you could be the team on the ball, you could be the one enjoying the ball, moving it side to side, creating some opportunities, but also knowing that you're playing a team that will punish you if you turn the ball over in any sort of area that poses any sort of threat. So you need to be careful. You need to find that delicate balance between being threatening and attack-minded and aggressive, but also understanding what the repercussions can be.
Bit of an extended dialogue taking place here. Speaking of repercussions, there we go. Omar Gomez disputing something with the referee, but will not go into the book. Drac. Portland parading forward. Drac swapping the point of entry. It's JT Kamara creating at least a half yard to get a shot away, and he's won himself a corner.
Now it's going to be about those second movements. Electric attack. Kamara on the ball, but how do you move some of those secondary defenders? How do you create and generate that space that you need, that opening?
Another County Federal Credit Union corner kick for Josh Drac in the Hearts. Heaved in. Man fell free. It was Kamali Green who shook his marker. It will be a goal kick. Well, there is a rollicking atmosphere. We've talked about it a lot so far tonight. There was last evening as well, as Portland, in their series of events to celebrate the men's national team, their summer of soccer, brought everybody close and put on a screening of last night's 4-1 victory over Paraguay. These people, they love this sport. They will show up any place you provide it.
I'm going to say this community has fallen in love with this sport, and the support has been so special. A statement performance last night for the United States. They were aggressive from the onset. We saw what an early goal, albeit an own goal last night, but what an early goal does to
absolutely
the temperature of a match overall.
Coming at the State Theater, downtown Portland, and I think it's a very well made point by you, partner. Talk about earlier, Chattanooga have struggled to be the first one to score this year, and how much of a disadvantage that's put them in. Completely changes the complexion of this game to do what they did and do it so quickly.
Goals change games, but the timeliness of those goals are what define the match. And you get an early goal like that. Now you've had to absorb a lot of pressure and a lot of possession from Portland's Hearts of Pine, but you've been able to thwart anything into your defensive box, and you're going to want to see that continue.
One thing is for sure, if Chattanooga do find a second, it would be very difficult for Portland to find a way back in with the way things are going. Launch to the opposite ends, just a clearing of the lines. When was the last time Portland had a sustained succession of possession and play with the ball? Acosta, he's hemmed in by Matteo Kidd and company. And that comes good. They win the ball up high. Sliding tackle takes it off route. Portland Hearts of Pine is proud to team up. Our Dirigo partners visit Maine, Maine Health, Hannaford, Bunstein Sure, Springer's Jewelers, University of Southern Maine, and Bank of America. Even more evidence to how much of a groundswell of community support has empowered this Portland club. But powering forward now are the Red Wolves. Shot coming, it's blocked away bravely by Breck Evans. It was Omar Hernandez with every reason to feel confident. Maybe a second chance could come to bear. JT Kamara cruising wide to Ollie Wright, who's found himself in a pocket of oxygen. Ollie Wright on the run. Ollie Wright off the post. It felt destined, but it feels the sting of the metal.
Well, as this plays out, you almost think that he's going to settle for an opportunity like that. But when you're Ollie Wright and you've got that wand of a right foot, what a chance there.
Nonetheless, they are chanting his name. He has been the main man. Pun absolutely intended. Getting back to last year, 11 goal contributions for him in the last 10 games. And again, he's the one who drove the stake into the heart of these very same Red Wolves a year ago.
Well, we see it in this game. The ebbs and flows that you're going to have to navigate, the momentum shifts. And then for Chattanooga, you mentioned it just a few moments ago, if they go ahead and earn a second goal, this game changes. So now you're throwing a bit more numbers going forward. And if you can punish them, if you're Portland, and Ollie Wright shows them right there that they need to be sturdy in the back. Make sure they minimize some of those transition moments and have to be careful.
To bring it back to the World Cup match last night for the U.S., it isn't too dissimilar to a player like Gio Reyna in that spontaneous aspect to a player's game like Ollie Wright, where they can just have the instinct to change it and only a couple tricks and flicks. He has found himself in the state of Maine, Ollie Wright. Maybe playing as well as he ever has. Fortunately, the team performance hasn't come along with it. You have to wonder where they would be, the Hearts, if Ollie Wright wasn't standing up at the clip he has. Lombardi jacking away, has a free man in the center. Heavy touch, a whack and a block. And that may set up the counter. JT Kamara ducking his shoulder and winning the whistle. Is this better from Portland over the last 3 or 4 minutes, starting to grow into the game?
It is, but I would also say that we've seen less of Diego Gonzalez. We have not seen him faced up on the ball, going at defenders, or at least creating, as now we see him dropping into the defensive half to try to get on the ball. So Chattanooga has clearly honed in on screening passes, bottling him up. So now what space becomes available off of that? The Ollie Wright chance, that warning shot right there. Now Chattanooga is going to be looking at it. Hey, can we take this clean sheet and this 1-0 advantage into the break?
Numbers getting forward. It looks like Portland will keep it for a throw. Mo Mohammed. Kamali Green. Long diag from JT Kamara for trap. Wright. This is where the bond between Wright and Nathan Messer was such a hard point of the attack for Portland. Now it's track in the mix. Swept in. It was a flawless turn from Diego Gonzalez, but just ran out of runway. Tracked down by Mbake Faye, who's sent stumbling. They're allowed to go quickly from the free kick. Gonzalez goes to ground. Not going to win the whistle there. And roaring ahead, the Red Wolves. Lombardi. This is Aaron Lombardi. who goes it alone. It gets clipped away. It looked like off Mo Muhammad. Well, it's a corner coming on one end, but a chance down the other.
Starts with clever play from Portland. Hearts of Pine, good turn. Almost gets this ball across, but Jason Smith commanding that 6-yard box, influencing play right there when it needed to be.
Player that was benched did not appear in the final 3 games last year, despite all of his heroics throughout the season. Was not on the field in that postseason defeat. He is now, and he's made a big impact as the corner comes. Again, it's met by Mateo Kitt. He has not been shy about sticking his nose in the fan on these dead balls. Scott McKenzie does feel like set pieces are a real strength of this Red Wolves outfit. It was a focus heading into the season. He even went as far as to say he thinks they probably spend more time on the set pieces, including throw-ins, of any team in the league. This one doesn't make it very far, actually goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. But the point remains, as Red Wolves continue to maybe tilt the field in the opposite direction. That's going to be a sticky area for Portland, and they get another throw here.
And you talk to coaches across any league, how important dead ball restarts are in this modern game. Long throws have become massive if you have it. Attacking free kicks, the ability to bump runners and script moments like that is so crucial to getting results and pushing and dictating how games are played.
Knocked back down. Chattanooga have scored a league best 3-headed goals coming into today. Scored 4 of their 16 total from dead balls. It's only going to become a more critical point of impacts in the sport globally. Chattanooga is right along with that curve. Another throw-in. Jordan Iambila. Berlin. On multiple occasions, the Red Wolves have traded flanks from their fullbacks, and it seems like it's disorienting Portland a little bit.
It is. Now they're just missing that final quality service. They've gotten themselves into positive areas, aggressive situations, just not able to finish off the play.
Lombardi goes down in the heat. I'll say this much. The Hearts will be happy to get the break, only down 1-0 at this stage. The goal, and that set the sides apart as we get a look back at that potential penalty shout. Not much in that for you.
Well, no, and that's, again, an opportunity that you get with a long throw. So, although I'll say that situation doesn't warrant a penalty, but it still puts the referee in a position where you've got to make a call. And you have physical play like that, but then you have the opportunity to maybe cause a situation where there's a handball, any sort of tackle. I mean, you're looking at anything that can cause some sort of chaos and havoc.
Thomas Snyder is one of the league's best, but there is no VAR at this level. Putting the referee in conflict is a legitimate tactic. Just returning to the earlier point, though, just in how this game changed so quickly. It's the earliest goal Portland have conceded this year, and it almost, to me, Eric, seems that they've lost steam from that moment on. Really strong response. We're right on the doorstep, and from that moment on, have maybe lost a little bit of their verve and personality.
I believe the frustrating part for Bobby Murphy and his side are going to be that they've done some of the initial hard work. They've built through the thirds, they built through the back, they built through the midfield, but they've just not committed to that final piece, the final movement, whether it's a sharp run off the ball, whether it's a sharp movement on the ball, a dribble, drive. They're just missing that final action, and one that'll allow them to push for the breakthrough.
Only had 3 box touches, 44 minutes in. No access to that all-important area. And coming off a game in which Portland surrendered more goals than they ever have as a professional organization against Brooklyn. That coming on the heels of what was a heartbreaker, conceding 2 and dropping a 2-1 lead against Corpus Christi. It became a 3-2 defeat. It's just not going the Hearts' way right now. They'll have to fight through adversity. JT Kamara, Ollie Wright's waiting on it. He cues to the opposite end. Kamara off his head. He's able to scrape it back in play. Kamara. Keeping JT. Mateo Kidd.
And we'll also add that Portland Hearts of Pine seem to be inviting a lot of this pressure in the 18-yard box. Saw it in the end of that Corpus Christi match.
Portland get a free kick here. This is a little bit of a cheap one to give away for Chattanooga just ahead of stoppage time. Of course, with Kamali Green functioning in the midfield, it is an extra free body to release. That's a big target. As we are into 2 minutes of Springer's Jewelers stoppage time. Is there a gem in this for Portland just before the break? See Mateo Kidd loitering behind that higher line of the Red Wolves. See if he might be able to jump back onside as the ball is kicked. Shuffled in, and it's saved away. Sprawling stop. Jason Smith arrives as the ball landed on his doorstep in almost slow motion.
And it's a different distance and a different angle, but they had an earlier free kick similar where they put one right in front of Jason Smith but didn't get the traffic. Here they do get the traffic in front. It does force him into a late save, earn a corner here late.
Really good patience from the goalkeeper not to declare in that dive until he had seen the ball hop. He's not done yet. Corner. Dug away. It'll fall right back to track. JT Kamara has danced himself into a bind and lost the ball. Lombardi. One last counterattack to launch. And clawed away. Ollie Wright rolling up his sleeves, getting his hands dirty. And it looks like Omar Hernandez is a little bit hobbled, the goal scorer, but he is back to his feet. And such an important piece for Scott McKenzie, Omar Hernandez, obviously the goal today and his contributions throughout the year, but also the team leader in touches. Chances created with 17, shots at 14 entering today. He had a very loud one inside the first 90 seconds of the game. We are beyond the 2 minutes given. And we are in the books at 1-0. It took about as much time as a lamb might shake its tail to arrive at the point of difference. Portland put on the mat. 1-0 at the break.
Yeah, for Chattanooga, they need to continue to win the secondary actions defensively. And for Portland, getting into the break, they need to fine-tune what those actions and those runs look like in the final third so they can create something dangerous.
Halftime coverage is coming up. The Red Wolves right where they want to be on the road here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. It was a buzz right from the off. Red Wolves are howling at the break. Portland looking to pick up the pieces in the second half. Halftime coverage coming to you when we return. We'll pick through the bones at the Hannaford Halftime Report.
This is the boot that started it all. When you think of LL Bean, you think of the Bean Boot. LL, our founder, was an avid hunter and fisherman. He wanted to develop something that could keep his feet warm and dry. Since 1912, 113 years ago, the Bean Boots are still handmade right here in Maine. We have so many variations of the original Bean Boot. We literally have a Bean Boot for everyone, every type of style.
This spring, invest in your nest with the County Federal Credit Union. Your home has grown in value season after season. With the county's 10-10 Home Equity Line of Credit, you can borrow up to your credit limit over 10 years with interest-only payments over those 10 years, 10-10. And then you can stop and smell the roses, soak up the sun, and invest in your nest. The 10-10 Home Equity Line of Credit, the County Federal Credit Union, countyfcu.org.
Tonight's halftime is presented by Hanover. Those folks are looking right into the teeth of what would be a jarring result. Chattanooga Red Wolves, after a goal inside the first 90 seconds from Omar Hernandez, is out in front here on the road at Fort Fitzpatrick. As for what is to come for the Portland Hearts of Pine, it will start this route into the middle of their season away at Westchester after this, then versus the Richmond Kickers at FC Naples, a bit of a dead rubber against the New York Cosmos in the League Cup, and then away a big game on the CBS Sports Network at AC Boise. This upcoming schedule is brought to you by Bank of America as we take a look at how Portland are getting involved in the community. These players have taken a point of pride in that. Take a peek and an up-close and personal look at what Portland and the Hearts are doing in the city of Portland.
We're here at Sebago Lake. We're going to go fishing. See you guys out there. I want a fishing boat, yo.
Just being out on the water, I've actually enjoyed because it's my first time. And I'm grateful I'm able to do this. I have not seen lakes like this back where I'm from, or just scenery like this.
Maine is very much a scenic state. Everywhere you look kind of looks like a postcard. You get that mountain feel. You're surrounded by pine trees. You're out surrounded by the outdoors. It's very peaceful.
This on the boat fishing is it's new to me. I don't really do it too often. Oh, baby! Yes! We got one! Who's on? Here. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose it. Yo! Bring him home, Ali. Tip off. I don't know what that means, Charlie. I can see it. Oh my God. Yeah! You don't know if the trout? I really don't want to kiss it.
Like, I might bite you, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Bite you? Kiss the fish. In the middle of them.
No, I don't want to kiss it. I have done a few things that I think have been sort of unique to Maine, but fishing wasn't one of them. And the fact that we caught one just kind of made it that extra bit special.
For it being my first time fishing in the state of Maine, I can say that it was a different experience. Hopefully we get to do it a little more often with this nicer weather that's coming around.
Before I came here, I saw videos about all the fun things to do here and all the cool things to do here, and now I finally got to experience it myself.
It's the Red Wolves, though, with their hooks sunk firmly into this one. Portland will go fishing for what they need, an equalizer in the second half of play. More halftime coverage coming to you when we return here in Portland. Unimpeded, Gebhardt's able to get hold of it and go for goal and score.
This one flashed in front toward goal. Oh, what a start for Fort Wayne.
You ever just look at them and think, yeah, I'm doing all right.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Allagash White. Citrusy, smooth, tastes like it's naturally occurring here in Maine. Allagash, from Maine with love. Allagash White. Citrusy, smooth, tastes like it's naturally occurring here in Maine. Allagash, from Maine with love.
Looks like they're having fun. Tonight's halftime is presented by Hannafit, and it's a party in Portland despite the home side having work to do. On the other side of the intermission with Eric Dobransky, I'm Peyton Gallagher, and this is your out-of-town accounting presented by Visit Maine, and with it 1-0 already in Charlotte, apparently it is in the water. Fast starts across the division tonight.
It is, and something that Sarasota Paradise are going to want to mimic as they host Union Omaha, who is just setting the tempo in USL League One. One Knox hosting New York Cosmos, who's also looking to try to climb towards that playoff line. Big one for me looks Forward Madison and AC Boise. Forward Madison unbeaten at home, AC Boise only one win away from home, and both are trying to start to put some pressure on those top four in USL League One.
The league standings are so compact, so tight right now, and with so many new teams in the division vying for space, the table is a little bit hard to identify right now. AC Boise trying to find their footing in said table. As for what we have to look forward to around the league, we check up with an update. Coming up here at the half, Portland Hearts of Pine 1. It is their opposition, Chattanooga Red Wolves, up a goal on Portland Hearts of Pine.
It is halftime in League One. We hope you're enjoying the match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines. In winning their first League One match in Week 14, Corpus Christi FC made some history. That 3-2 win is the second match in League One history to finish with 2 goals in stoppage time to erase a 2-1 deficit. The Richmond Kickers did it in 2022. Red-hot Sarasota Paradise collected its third straight win with a 2-0 USL Cup victory over FC Naples, the battle in paradise. 18-year-old goalkeeper Roxon Amadeka earned his first professional shutout en route to League One Team of the Week. Entering this week's schedule, Charlotte Independence is on a 5-match win streak in all competitions, and Luis Alvarez has played a big part with 5 goals and 2 assists in that stretch. The 2024 Young Player of the Year has a career-high goal total already this season with 6. Upcoming national spotlight games on ESPN2, Forward Madison and Fort Wayne on the 17th. Saturday the 20th, Round 4 of the Prinks Tires USL Cup begins with Detroit City and Louisville City. And also that night, Las Vegas Lights in Orange County on CBS Sports Network, that game in the championship. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Stirring towards the second half as we wind down our halftime report. Action coming on the other side of a break. Portland 0, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1.
We love it here. Here is the smell of fresh bread, good food at the table, a familiar face behind the counter, where we pick up right where we left off. Right here is where all the good happens, because here is home.
We move differently here, not in a rush, but in rhythm. We rise with the tide, cook with our hands, and speak when it matters. We pass on what's felt more than said. We laugh by firelight and stop to notice what others once saw. Every moment here means more because nothing is taken for granted. This is Maine, rooted in time, forged by nature.
I'm David Libby, President and CEO of Town & Country Federal Credit Union. At Town & Country, we work hard to make a difference every day. From providing a first auto loan to that young adult just starting out, or making the dream of home ownership a reality with a mortgage offering closing costs well below nearly every other local lender, or a Visa credit card with a great rate. Town & Country Federal Credit Union is local people helping local people. Let us help you.
Tonight's halftime is presented by Allagash. Halftime highlights are presented by Bernstein Sure, and as the teams made their way onto the field, it wouldn't take long for Chattanooga Red Wolves to have the signature highlight of the first frame.
And this has been a lot of the moments for Chattanooga going forward. Every recovery has been met with pace and aggressiveness to get forward. I mean, look at the numbers. This is in the second minute. Look at the numbers that they have in the attacking box. You can threaten when you have those kind of layers and those kind of spaces, and Omar Hernandez does a terrific job of recirculating his run, putting himself in a position where he can just put the laces with that left foot. Beats Hunter Morse, early lead. But they didn't stop there. They still generated some opportunities as that half wore on. And for Portland Hearts of Pine, this is where they started to find some of those outlets, is when Chattanooga got comfortable. They threw some numbers going forward in some moments where they were in possession. And Ollie Wright rattles the post, takes that right-footed shot from outside the 18. Great look. And then some late free kicks from Portland Hearts of Pine. Good traffic in front of Jason Smith. Makes him kind of sit on his line and then react late, concedes the corner. But they need some more quality in the final third. Decisiveness is what they're going to be looking for.
Halftime stats are presented by Town & Country. Who would have seen this coming? The Red Wolves running the game.
Yeah, it's going to be frustrating for Bobby Murphy and his side because they knew that the possession numbers were going to look similar to what they look like right now, 64% to 36%. But it is always about what you do with that possession. And right now, they are not moving defenders. They are not manipulating space. They are not creating some of those areas to play in and out of. And that's going to be where they want to improve and find some upgrade.
Portland are unbeaten at home this year and got that win not too long ago against the Spokane side, who did strike first in the first half. They ended up winning that one 2-1. What we do know is that when Portland get running downhill, it's almost impossible to stop them. Looks like there's going to be no changes at halftime. Does that surprise you at all?
No, because I don't want to say, I'm going to say the word comfort, but that I'm searching for a different word. They're going to feel good about the moments that they're creating. They just need to commit to that final moment. And so for Portland Hearts of Pine, stick to what you have. The best plan B is a better plan A. And for Portland Hearts of Pine, just finding that final action, commitment to the run, commitment to the dribble, and Chattanooga Red Wolves, stick to what you've been doing, but also make sure that that support defending stays right on cue like it has.
I like that from you. Best plan B is to just do plan A even better. Is that an original from Eric Dobransky?
from all my years of having to maybe think of what to do next, sometimes when you really stick to what you're doing, just fine-tuning it, find something in the details, you're looking for that final move, that final kind of defender to pull out of position. And credit to Chattanooga. They've been disciplined. They've been balanced. They've made sure that they haven't been pulled apart. They haven't stepped unnecessarily.
Speaking of no unnecessary steps, Jordan Iambila taking plenty of them. Pushing his side straight away onto the front foot. Again, we've seen an interesting dynamic unfold with the fullbacks of Chattanooga. Iambila and Laline trading sides, and now it's Iambila trading blows with Mo Muhammad.
There's tight quarters along that sideline. See the foul on Chattanooga, and then now extracurriculars afterwards, and I know you want to get it restarted, but no reason to put yourself in the forefront of the referee's mind now, especially playing in that isolated wide area.
Hernandez takes grip of the game. A loose first touch from Kamali Green. Maybe found it a little bit difficult in that pivot so far in this game. JT Kamara toying with his marker and muscling right by him. Eventually, it is stung away by Levine. Brock Evans is going to sort the ad board so that he has suitable runway. Did have an assist last game against Brooklyn. Catapults into the area. Comes down to Kamara. It's only right. A disguise pass into, on that occasion, Abubakar Kamara, and clear. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. I know you're an avid listener, Eric Dobransky, to USL All Access. Is there an interview that stands out among, or above the rest, I should say, throughout the course of this year?
I think they had a great one with Denis Kurchenkov from One Knox. I mean, that was a terrific one. He continues to light it up on the offensive side. Really lean on Devin Kerr and Mike Watts every week to update us. I know they're on a World Cup break right now. Do such a fabulous job. So I want to go back to a word that you just used a few moments ago, disguise. That's a great word to use to what Portland needs to do. Be deceptive, be subtle, disguise their initial actions, and allow that then to dictate what becomes available.
Nothing disguised about that from Drac, though. Just built it in and sent summarily exactly where it came from. Hoofed over the top. Second ball is won by Mateo Kitt. Kamara. Oh, it's a splash of class. Kidd coming in from the touchline. Now Kamali Green. Advancing and rolling it wide for Ollie Wright. That area between the lines for Chattanooga Red Wolves, basically non-existent, no space for Portland to place players in between. Funneled down the flank, and it's glanced out for what will be a corner. Mo Muhammad and company getting in the mix. Town and Country Federal Credit Union corner kick. Jason Smith hemmed into his own goal, goes skipping away. Brock Evans presiding over top. Scrambling for the knockdown, nervously away by Mbila. Launched in once more. It had eyes for the back of the net before Eric Kinstor arrived.
And that's going to be exactly what Portland wants to take advantage of, is some of those recycled opportunities.
Evans, mile high, still not done away with. On the half volley. Well, it was a spark. JT Kamara lifting it over top.
This is what a long throw provides you. You make first contact, or at least you influence first contact. You make it an all-important second action, and one that seen Chattanooga take advantage of.
This is a critical period in the game. Can Chattanooga find some distance as Portland start to turn up the heat? Portland have been much better in the late stages this year. Red Wolves sensing the urgency maybe. It's a 4-on-4. Now make it a 4-on-5. That's a well-crafted ball in for Lombardi, who cannot make it stick. He was offside anyway. Under the Prince Towers USL Cup Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack worth up to $2,000. Scan the QR code on your screen to enter today. Of course, Red Wolves just tasting the sting of defeat in that competition against a bitter rival in One Knox, losing in the shootout despite the late heroics of Matt Bentley. Would love to stave off that familiar feeling. Hold on to what they've earned. Committing bodies forward are the Portland Hearts of Pine. Kamali Green at the end line. Big man in a small space, but he does well enough.
Well, I'll continue to harp on the word disguise, because now they've not only done some of the overlapping runs from the outside backs and some of the midfielders, but they've made sure that they create some of those overloads in the half spaces. And when you can start accessing that area, a lot of difficult decisions have to be made. You see Green on the ball. A lot of defenders have to start to gravitate towards that near post. Then you start to lose track of what's behind you. You don't get this cross off, but you do earn a corner.
Iambila is back up to his feet after nursing a bit of a knock. There's a the county, excuse me, Federal Credit Union corner kick. That goes a mile high and comes off of Kamali Green. Portland have not been very proficient on these set piece situations.
And they need to be sharper. They need to find that quality in delivery. It's interesting because they've been, I would say, threatening on the long throw-ins from Breck Evans, but when they have the corner kicks and the attacking free kicks, they have just not found that gear.
It's gonna have to come from somewhere for Portland. Maybe this man, Ollie Wright. He's gonna hang up and stay in play. But gained illicitly in. Even though the play was dead, Matt Bentley still misses the mark. You have to wonder to yourself, Matt Bentley could have made this game 2-0, 3-0 in the first 15 minutes or so. Portland are getting outclassed, but they're still in it right now. Just have to wonder to yourself silently, will the Red Wolves live to rue that?
Yeah, that tends to be how cruel this game can be. You get a couple looks, you don't take your chances, you don't convert. Chance creation is one thing, but chance conversion is another. Good attack.
Kamara, Ollie Wright, wriggling, firing, it's blocked. There were so many bodies in front of the ball. The Red Wolves not letting loose their grip. Drac. Diego Gonzalez. A sculpted ball. Drac able to bring it back towards the penalty spot. Gonzalez just a little bit late to sniff it out, but it's regained, but only for a moment by Ollie Wright. Now it's Bentley shifting the gears forward. Pedro Hernandez barricaded at the end line and dispossessed, just confiscated by Mbake Faye.
I would say this is an extension of the first half. a lot of good individual defending on both sides of the ball for both teams. Some big plays, big tackles.
Sloping ahead off the boot of Mateo Kit. Now JT Camara assesses his options and finds the feet of Diego Gonzalez, who cues up a shot. Blocked off the post and in. Diego Gonzalez does the doing on his debut. It's 1-1. The smirk of fate and Lady Luck twist the knife in the Red Wolves.
And you just see why he's a standout attacking presence. I mean, this is class recognition. He drives into this space, sees this back line drop into their own 18, and knows it's his opportunity to tee it up. Obviously, he gets the friendly deflection there. But what an introduction, what a debut.
Swept away in the moment. This goal is brought to you by Oakhurst Dairy. It's brought to you by Diego Gonzalez. And despite the struggles, Portland finally find the gear. And now what happens with a half hour left? Red Wolves continue to struggle coming out of the dressing room. Now 6 goals conceded. The opening 15 minutes of a second half. They've been a step better all game, Eric, but you've been in situations like this. Emotionally, how do you manage this moment if you are the Red Wolves? What has to be very frustrating for them.
Yeah, and the frustration is going to be that you look at that stat, the 6th goal conceded in the first 15 minutes of the second half. I mean, that's focus, that's concentration, that's recognition, and then on top of recognition, that's execution. So right now, you need to find your bearings. You need to get your footing. What a ball.
Ollie Wright's in! Ollie Wright straight at the keeper. It seemed inevitable, but it's still 1-1. Drac, Gonzalez about facing, back post, ball! Saved away again by Jason Smith. Stonewall resolve from the number 1 of the Red Wolves. JT Camara fiddling and firing into the box. Suddenly it's a siege for the side in orange.
What do you need to do if you're Chattanooga? You need to survive this barrage right now.
Gonzalez goes down. It's a foul, and it's a very dangerous free kick.
And this does not help surviving that barrage. And what an outlet ball here. I mean, the passing range and the quality right there. And then Ollie Wright just falling away at that last moment. It looks like that touch just gets away. And then this far post delivery. And the confidence to take that one time to the point you just made. This is a dangerous free kick.
Grayson Mercer being readied by Scott McKenzie, put him through his final checklist to be entered into the game. 6'2" striker that's not afraid of the duel. Only twice in his career he's put up in a single game. Top 5 all-time duels numbers over the course of 90 minutes. And he replaces Aaron Lombardi. Likely to be more of a 2-striker approach from here on out.
And I thought Lombardi had done well with the hold-up play and his actions, and I think Mercer goes and finds that outlet, wants to be involved.
Substitution is brought to you by Springer's Jewelers. No questions by anybody in the building as to what Ollie Wright might do here. Him and Drac. Ollie Wright off the top of the wall. A little bit more lift required. Portland push on. The flag is down as it ends up at the far touchline. Now Kamali Green stabbing through. Always looked like Mbake Faye was a little bit uncomfortable dancing out the far side, and Portland unable to make anything good happen there.
like the move from Scott McKenzie, because we were just talking about what does Chattanooga have to do to respond to this onslaught, this momentum shift, and how electric this place has become. You make the substitution, you kind of force that. You slow the game down, you make the change. Maybe it was a change that you're going to make in 5-10 minutes, but when you feel like momentum's getting out of hand and you need to get a foothold, you make the change a bit earlier than what maybe you were going to decide on.
Scouting ball over the top, Ollie Wright will knock it down. Drac infield. Oh, that's a lovely tackle. Chattanooga just needing to find some traction. Omar Hernandez obliged to provide it. He's dragged back. That foul will certainly allow Chattanooga to catch their breath, but it will also allow for 2 subs for Bobby Murphy. Michel Poon-Andron just back in from international call-up with Trinidad and Tobago. He's been flying all over the place. A couple weeks ago, played a friendly against South Korea, then was back with Portland, then back with Trinidad to face Russia. One more change will join him, as it seems that Jaden Jones-Riley will be entered into the game as well. Kamali Green coming out. This is a much more front-footed presence in the mid-park for Bobby Murphy, who might be sensing this game start to tilt in his favor. And a raucous roar goes up for Michel Poon-Andron. JT Kamara, his day is done. Who heads to the right wing, something that will be answered in the immediate fallout as those substitutions are made and the ball is loose in the box. Looking at it, firing it on goal, and left wide by Pedro Hernandez. Portland a little slow to react there. A little bit lucky Chattanooga didn't bite back. So with the changes, how do you think things shuffle just at a glance, Eric?
Well, for Bobby Murphy, with the 2 changes he's put in, you're just looking to change the kind of the energy of the attack right there. I mean, Green comes off. I mean, now you're in a corner here.
Correction there from a moment ago. It is Mo Muhammad that exits, which makes a lot more sense. Fullback for fullback. JT Kamara remains on the right. Diego Gonzalez, the goal scorer for Portland earlier in this half, remains in a dangerous area for the corner. It comes in, it's cut out. Hard to tell if the dull buzz around the ground is from anxiety or anticipation. Breck Evans at the ready. Buckhefe won the first ball. Mateo Kidd has muscled it ever so narrowly wide.
Oh, and if this was on frame, he had Jason Smith beat. You look at Jason Smith, he's just looking over to the right and so thankful that that goes wide.
Matt Bentley marauding into the attack. He goes down. There was nowhere to go. He's not going to get the call. A little bit carelessly given away there, though. The Red Bulls just need to stick their foot on the ball here for a little bit.
I agree, and this is going to be a moment. Can you just circulate the ball side to side, at least have some progressive possession here? Now Jason Smith goes long.
Golfing ahead. Ollie Wright's in. Ollie Wright, it's saved again. Standout from Jason Smith. Kamara, strong strike. Better block from Ayambila. How much more of this can the Tennesseans endure?
Well, and the 2 Ollie Wright opportunities here in the second half have looked similar, but have required two different approaches from Jason Smith coming off his line. He was patient and sat a bit closer to that line in the first opportunity there, quick off his line. Now he was responsible for going
Kamara along the floor,
going vertical and allowing Portland to get on that ball and access that chance in transition.
Michel Poon-Andron evaluating the options. Ollie Wright never misses in those one-on-one situations, one of the league's best. As Jason Smith flies in and puts a knuckle to it. Just speaks to the quality of goalkeeping that Portland have found themselves up against. Here is the save from Jason Smith.
And the starting position for Jason Smith different because he was higher in his box when he had that delivery. He comes out outside of his 6. Knows where the goal is, knows exactly where he needs to force Ollie Wright. A lot of the advantage runs with the attacking player, but when you have decisive movement like that from a goalkeeper, it really does close out your options.
They teach goalkeepers in those one-on-ones to take the space when the player takes the touch, and it just seemed as if, as Ollie Wright looked up, he thought he was going to have a lot more space after that setup touch. Did not. It's still 1-1. Down to Mercer. There's a man down behind. Red Bulls with no reason to stop. As a piercing pass in behind will hit Kamara, who goes down in a heap just outside the box. There's not going to be a call coming. No way, says the center official. Michel Poon-Andron pinching it back. Mateo Kidd. Portland revving the engine. The Red Wolves find their way out. The flag is down. This is Omar Hernandez. Eye to eye with the goal. Hernandez is blocked by Breck Evans. Still there for Bentley, blocked again. And Portland pursue the break. JT Kamara can't get it out from underneath his feet. It was a 3-on-2 had he been able to wriggle free.
We're at a frenetic pace now.
Ramos. He was eye to eye with Josh Drack, and the referee will utilize his whistle there.
And in the same sequence, there was a no call down with Chattanooga attacking, and there's not enough contact there for the referee to call that one. And for Omar Hernandez, knowing that he wanted to get to this coveted left foot, and Breck Evans, so clever with the way that he's able to shift in and get that block.
The chaos has just come out of nowhere in this game. Tempo turned on its head. Pulse pounding stuff here in Portland. Michel Poon-Andron clipped away. It does look like Scott McKenzie has readied a raft of changes, but Portland allowed to take the throw. Kamara cruising into the corner, and it's taken right from him. Ayambila again. Having a big defensive half, Jordan Ayambila. Not for the faint of heart this game. An audacious attempts. Some cause for calamity in the box as it was Diego Gonzalez flailing at it. Down by Mercer. And directly to the other end. Pedro Hernandez. Runner streaming ahead. Picks out Omar Hernandez. Acosta. Acosta! Left long. It's a corner though. It was blocked. And breathe.
Well, we've had that up and back pace, but we've also seen a little bit more caution from Chattanooga going forward. They've done it with less numbers, less aggressiveness, but do earn a threatening corner here.
Changes in triplicate for Chattanooga. Winning that corner will be the last act for Matthew Acosta. He comes off. Looks like Angelo Kelly will fill in his stead. Ryan Wessels will bolster the midfield as well, just coming back in from a stay away with injury. Came on as a sub against One Knox last time out. It was his first appearance since May 2nd. This corner is aimed in towards the back post for the third of those changes. Toby Adewole, and although he can't knock it on course, he will knock it off a Portland defender for another corner kick. Portland have conceded 2 corner kick goals this year already, more than the league low one they allowed all of last year. Chattanooga, as likely as any a situation now that they could draw blood once more. Corner kick is presented by the County Federal Credit Union. Hoisted in. Hunter Morris had no chance to get there. Fortunately for him, it's knocked off line, but a poorly faded touch inside the box, and the coach next to me is racking his head.
And for a team, for Chattanooga, that they look for these moments. They are itching to have free kicks, set pieces, corners. And when you give them in succession like this, you're just giving them room to grow into them, build some energy around them.
Again, Chattanooga have scored a league-high 3-headed goals as they prep for another corner kick. Outswinger. Looks like Ramos might get a bite. He still might. Free at the top of the area. The referee does not hesitate for a second to wave it off. Off of volley right. Angelo Kelly was alive to it. Kelly, the reigning league champion with One Knoxville, coming down the state, joining up with Chattanooga just a couple hours away. Ramos rocketing into the final third, has a free man. Pass was too narrow. Just look at all the players heaving in oxygen. There's an exhaustive effect to what we've seen over the last 10 to 15 minutes that will certainly color the 15 minutes to come.
You just see how important 3 points are for both these sides. Portland with that 3-3-5 record, wanting to pull some of those draws over to the win column.
Lofted away, JT Kamara can't get it clear. And will stay on. Opening up and trying to angle in the cross. Still can't get room. Jaden Jones-Riley just harassing and doing enough to get it out for a throw. That's marvelous defending. Another strong header away by Mbake Faye. He's been dominant in the air in this game. Looking for the angle for the shot. It comes. Creamed over the bar. But it was helped there by a block. A corner kick to come. The Red Wolves not relenting.
I would say that they've done an admirable job of managing those moments after conceding to Portland, and now they've sustained a threat of their own, keeping this ball in the attacking half for quite a long time.
This corner kick is presented by the County Federal Union. Flashed in at the back stick. Adewole just missing out. Ollie Wright off and on his bike. Portland pressing the gas. JT Kamara. He's got Diego Gonzalez for a dance partner. Chattanooga back behind the ball. And roped away by Omar Hernandez. From coast to coast we go, swinging like a pendulum. Pedro Hernandez pierced into Angelo Kelly. No pathway forward, it's out for a throw. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Bit of a blind ball and a giveaway from Chattanooga. So in the technical area, both Bobby Murphy and Scott McKenzie, is it a helpless feeling when the game starts spinning like this?
No, I mean, I think you like the aggressiveness that you see from both sides.
Sure.
And I do think that both are sticking to their identity. So you're not seeing uncharacteristic play from either side. You're really looking for what this game presents. And that's offside, but you do enjoy the fact that Kamara's climbing and trying to push this back line further and further. But what you do want to make sure that your teams recognize is you're getting yourself into the 10-minute mark. I don't want to say attack with caution, but attack with purpose. Make sure that when you're going forward with the intent to either score, generate that opportunity, or concede a goal kick, a free kick, nothing in transition. Don't give up anything easy where the opponent can punish you.
There's Mbake Faye, who found himself tussling there, and we'll have a laugh with the referee. A wide-eyed laugh at that. Just making sure his point was known. Still yet to see a yellow card in this game. As a coach, though, I have to reckon as the game starts to turn up to this tempo, you just have to trust the character of your team as the tactics start to melt away.
You do. You have to make sure that the roles, responsibilities were clear. Everything is tidied up. But you also trust that your players can go out there and play make, and that's what you need. You need a special moment. You don't need volume. You just need quality now.
USL Championship and League One on the CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network as well as ESPN Plus. USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. In the most literal sense, the biggest season in USL League One history. In the midst of a World Cup summer, all eyes here on Portland. And more specifically, this man, Ollie Wright. Nothing in the bag of tricks there. Angelo Kelly puts himself into a tight spot, but it is swept away. A rainbow arc down to JT Kamara. Goes by Iambila, goes down in the box, but with how this has been officiated, no chance. A scrap for it at the touchline. Scott McKenzie is screaming, and this is a no call.
And this is, to your point, this is exactly how this game has been called, and I agree. I mean, you see the right hand of the pull, but he has let these players decide this match. He has let them engage in the 1v1 duels. And there's another one with the left hand there.
And to an extent, that's always going to look bad. JT Kamara is 5'9", 155. Jordan Iambila is 6 foot, 172. You almost appreciate the referee not getting duped there.
His positioning has been spot on tonight. He's put himself where he is looking squarely at the play.
Pushed it in. Still could be there for Chattanooga. Ramos, a settling first touch. And he streaks it wide of the mark. Goal kick.
We talked earlier on about what it is to play in an environment, an atmosphere like this, that you have opponents that come in and they get energy from being in this environment, this atmosphere. But this is where it pays dividends as well for the home side. This is where the energy comes from. This is where you get that extra burst, that extra step in the final third, and some of the moments where you got to win a 50-50, you got to go make a play.
there will, without question, be a play to be made over the next 9 minutes plus stoppage time. Is it made, and who makes it? Might be Walter Varela. Missed a large chunk of the early going of the season with injury. He will come on now and fulfill the place of JT Kamara. Also looks like Tyler Hawk will join him, the 21-year-old rookie. 6-foot striker, 1 goal on the year. Mateo Kitt. Michel Poonandron measuring a ball up ahead. Ollie Wright picks up the wands. Top of the box, Mateo Kitt. Looked like there might be an avenue for a half second, but it's blocked on the way through. And Jason Smith will take it without sting. Portland have scored 5 goals in the final 15 minutes of games this year. That's joint third in the USL League One, but important to note, it is by far the biggest share of Portland's production this year. 38%, 5 of their 14 overall goals coming in. Closing time is where they're at their best. Off the head of Huck. Easy meet for Jason Smith. On the other side of things, the Red Wolves have been not nearly as prolific in this period in the game. Moved along by Mercer. Now Bentley's just not had his way in this game, and Mateo Kitt is fouled.
You know, Portland's goal wasn't nearly as early as the opener for Chattanooga, but when you do score within that first 15 minutes, it changes the dynamic. I mean, it just changes the way that you approach and you attack. The proximity and the aggressiveness that Chattanooga was displaying earlier on and throughout that first 45 was so threatening, so dynamic.
Huck on the interplay. Heavy touch. Iambila. Up and over, and Hunter Morse read the play. Absolutely had to. Hadn't had much to do. Wasn't asleep at the wheel, though. Had that heroic 9-save, a career-high game for him. Performance against Chattanooga in the playoffs last year. That might be his first engagement of the 90 minutes. A game that's starting to feel like it could be a big boon for either of these two sides who have struggled to find the beat this year. They can find anything more than a point. It does look like Chattanooga are shaping up one final change. A slashing tackle. And it's Pedro Hernandez writhing as it looks like Ropapa-Mensah is ready to come on. 23 career Chattanooga goals for Ropapa-Mensah. Only one away from the club record. Juan Galindres, it would be cinematic if he grabbed it right now.
Somebody that is so dangerous, has the instincts in and around goal.
He has been hot to trot as well. 2 goals and an assist in his last 2 league games. Firing down the flank, it's Iambila. Mensah's in the middle. Morse is at the near post. Neither side are content with shaking on a share. Well, that's a handball. Advantage will be played, though. Ollie Wright. Eyeballing a moment of magic is Diego Gonzalez. Guided one into a pretty meaningful area, but with a tangle up in the box. It's going to be a foul against Portland. trickling towards the finish line with no resolution. The Red Wolves in the Hearts of Pine. And it's Omar Hernandez who's ailing.
Get this clipped in ball from Diego Gonzalez, and you know you're not going to make first contact, so you do drift. See if you can put yourself in a position to get on that second ball, but see yourself drift into Omar Hernandez and concede the free kick. So we see Scott McKenzie and now Bobby Murphy.
Omar Hernandez, who did not waste any time to make his impact on this game. He was the goal scorer. He came inside the first 90 seconds for Chattanooga. Portland had been pressing to try and get ahead of them from that moment on. But this was a mighty strike from him in the early going.
And anchored this goal into what we saw from a lot of momentum. The way that they generated it with numbers, with quality. A left-footed strike from Omar Hernandez, and the start that Chattanooga Red Wolves and Scott McKenzie's group was looking for, but they were just unable to parlay that into a second goal. And Matt Bentley had a couple looks, was in and around the 6-yard box. They just could not convert when it mattered most.
Now this is critically important because Chattanooga, by my count, have already made 5 changes. You are allotted a 6th in the case of a head injury. Not sure if that is the case for Omar Hernandez here. So at least for the time being, and potentially in the prolonged sense, it's down to 10 men for Chattanooga. Fifth of those changes just came moments before this too, with Ropapa Mensah coming on. So there is a twist. That will implore Omar Hernandez to come back on, muster whatever he can. A tie defined by strain, shared by Chattanooga Red Wolves and the Portland Hearts of Pine. A tenuous tug-of-war arriving at its closing point, coming upon the 90th minute. Wynon Wessels picks up the ball. On a line, headed on! The Red Wolves rally late to make it 2-1. Punched home by Pedro Hernandez. Heartbreaker.
And this starts with the delivery, but then you have to have the runs that meet this delivery with conviction, with commitment, with sharpness. That's exactly what you get from Pedro Hernandez's run. You have those farther runs that are attaching themselves to defenders. They're keeping them honest. They're keeping them occupied.
90 seconds in, 90th minute. The Red Wolves plant a flag on either side of the game, and with 7 minutes, Portland is compelled to save themselves. Wow. Lapsing out over the line. Stoppage time is presented by Springer's Jewelers. The days of that flush shot landing on the face of Portland starting to shake off. You feel the fans coming back into the game a little bit. Portland's put in a place they are not accustomed to. Ollie Wright. Josh Drack cutting free, still on it. Josh Drack running, cut down foul. It's outside the box. It will be a free kick.
And with the amount of stoppage time we have in a Portland side that plays with such high energy, high octane, I mean, what a drive here by Drac. His last touch gets away from him right here, but then he does enough to earn the contact, and what a free kick opportunity right here in front of goal. Now, the challenge is to get it up and over or around the wall and test Jason Smith.
Wonder what's bouncing around inside his mind right now, the goalkeeper. It will be the first yellow card of the game, shown to Omar Hernandez, of all people, who has come back on. And all this stop time should be added back to the top of the hourglass. And the final accounting of things, Drac, as well as the debutant Diego Gonzalez, who's already scored one, and of course, Ollie Wright. They all stand huddled in the spotlight. Center stage in the third act. Again, very difficult to get it up and down from this close in. Who is brave enough? Gonzalez, headed offline instantly by Angelo Kelly. Twisting away in the corner and clear. Justin rounding out the accounting. It also appears, because of Mateo Kidd's involvement, whatever dispute took place, he also got a yellow card as well as Omar Hernandez. Meaningful for accumulation down the line. Just a footnote now. Yellow card is brought to you by the law offices of Joe Bornstein. And bringing it forward is one of those men booked. Mateo Kidd in, and it's completely fangless. Jason Smith will sink the talons in. Funneled all the way back to Hunter Morse. Ollie Wright with runway. Cued back across the ground for Hawk, off the bar. And as the woodwork echoes, so too maybe the final chance away from Portland to tie this up. They flush forward regardless. Michel Poon-Andron couldn't slip it through to Hawk. Mateo Kidd slotting forward and slipping by his marker. Hawk was the target, never got there. A real white knuckler, page-turner game in Portland. Michel Poon-Andron pirouettes and plowing wide for Ollie Wright. Nowhere to go. A darting cross down in the box. Ollie Wright! Ollie Wright! Rushed over goal.
And this is what you're going to get from Portland here at the end. They're going to flood the box. They're going to make sure that they have quality looks here, and they have the numbers to jump on anything that comes outside of the box, anything that gets spilled, any deflection.
Again, we did not start the stoppage time for quite some time, preparing for the free kick. Just at the commencement of it, can expect a little bit added on top of the, let's say, 70 seconds left. It flutters through, it's real trouble now, saved by Hunter Morse. It was Pedro Hernandez who was in, scrambling away from Mercer. We'll track it down, but play is summoned to a stop.
Good commitment to the run. Never stopped moving his feet. Pedro Hernandez. Now Omar Hernandez needing attention.
Now he is grabbing at his head. He is being examined, it would appear, by the physio in that region of the body, which again would allot an extra substitution. Important to note, that's made available to Portland as well. But with so little time left, can't imagine Bobby Murphy was thinking about who else he could put into the game. And it is a match that has taken everything from everybody involved.
We just saw Ollie Wright hunched over. Two good looks at goal, and Jason Smith, 2 saves. Talked about Bentley having some chances in the first half. Ollie Wright here in the second half. He did have the one in the first half where he rattled off the post. The 2 here in the second half have been even clearer than those.
7 shots for Ollie Wright in the game. Portland will make a change here. Konstantinos Georgalidas, the one injected into the game for Mateo Kitt. He is the only player in the team to score a headed goal in league play this year. The Cyprian midfielder injected in a moment that will be given beyond the 97th. Well beyond. Not impossible to picture how we might arrive at the 100th minute at this trajectory. That man is just praying to his lucky stars that one more moment might arrive gift wrapped to him. Ollie Wright. Taken straight towards the corner. Mercer bounded from the ball. Portland pushed to the absolute limit. If there is anything left, it must arrive now. Ropapa Mensah rambling. Fended off by Walter Varela. He falls down and forces the hand of the referee, Falco. A free kick that will be taken as slowly as one can possibly imagine.
Well, and we talked to Scott McKenzie about these dead ball restarts, and when you work on the runs and the attacking services into the box, you also work on the time management aspect of it.
Off the flag and out. Portland put it in a perilous position. Gonzalez gets red. Got to get going for Portland. The referee looks at his watch. Out of play for a throw. It belongs to the home team. Varela slashing across the sky. The second ball belongs to Chattanooga, who can play a great heist on the road. Goals in the 90th second and the 90th minute. Pedro Hernandez plays the hero, and Portland left broken to bits.
And for Chattanooga, it was efficiency. 4 shots on target, 2 goals. Scott McKenzie and his group will be thrilled that that last one came on a free kick. The delivery was spot on. The runs were added with commitment, conviction. Pedro Hernandez guided that one home.
What a performance from the Red Wolves. Portland's have to pick themselves up. Their first loss at home this year. A truly great game. The play of the match for the Portland Hearts of Pine. It has to belong to the debutant, Diego Gonzalez, who, on his first visit to Maine, visits the back of the net.
Yeah, we saw flashes and moments in the first half of his involvement, and then here in the second half, the recognition of that back line dropping. He had access to the space. He just stepped right into that one, equalizes, and that was early on in the second half, so you felt like momentum was in striking distance for Portland Hearts of Pine, just were unable to capitalize.
He is as well the man of the match, presented by LL Bean. It was a tough performance put in by Chattanooga that saw to it that the heroics of Diego Gonzalez would fall short. There's plenty to pick through when we return. Post-game coverage is coming up. The Chattanooga Red Wolves, a win of result on the road. They take all 3 points in Portland, 2-1 the final.
Watches have always held a special place in the way we mark accomplishment. Even long before wristwatches existed, pocket watches were treasured belongings, passed down from one family member to the next. If you're celebrating a milestone or creating one, we'd love to help you find the timepiece that marks it. Visit us in store, try on your favorites, and let's find that timepiece that will tell your story for years to come.
This is you. When you sign up for Trellis Health, this is your team. Seriously, these people. At Trellis, your primary care provider, physical therapist, pharmacist, health coach, and behavioral health clinician work together for better results. With same-day visits and 24/7, 365 telehealth, your care is primary with us. Become a member today.
Welcome to Trellis Health.
Visit trellishealth.org.
At PAPE, we've dedicated over 50 years to making sure you do better. That means better prices you can always count on. It means you'll find extensive inventory. It means you can expect top-notch service. And most of all, it means you'll work with a team that listens to what you need and makes it a priority. So why are we so driven to make sure you do better? Because at PAPE, the only thing we love more than cars is people.
Collect yourself. 90 minutes and then some. Come and go at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Chattanooga Red Wolves win the war of wills between these two sides. Massive 3 points from the team from Tennessee. Post-game coverage is brought to you by the University of Southern Maine. With the coach, Eric Dobransky. Folks, I'm Peyton Gallagher. Eric, what do you make of all that we just saw, the post-game highlights coming to you now?
Well, it lived up to exactly what we thought this game was going to be. It was going to be the ebbs and flows. It was going to be who won moments. And for Scott McKenzie, who won those winning moments that he calls it with his team. What a fast start for them. They got into the half space. They got the delivery. But most importantly, they put themselves in a position to win that space right there. And Omar Hernandez, no doubt about that left-footed strike. Laces through it, second minute, up 1-0, and you start to buck the trend of conceding early, but then you start the second half, and unfortunately, first 15 minutes, you allow Portland Hearts of Pine to find the equalizer. Now, it's a heck of a drive from Diego Gonzalez, and steps into that strike. You're level at 1-1, and then this is where Portland Hearts of Pine had their foot firmly on the gas, and were generating chance after chance, just unable to convert.
Upon the 90th minute, it would be one last go for Chattanooga Red Wolves to get what they came for. Boy, did they. His name is Pedro Hernandez, and he is the hero on the night that made it 2-1, and the Red Wolves would not look back. It would require at least one more action, though, from Hunter Morse there at the end. The Kennebec Savings Bank save of the match. It was a good one. It kept Portland within shouting distance. Unfortunately, for the goalkeeper, not enough on the day.
Pedro Hernandez feeling the momentum, making sure that he never stopped his run, forced Hunter Morse into that save to keep it at 2-1. And for Bobby Murphy and his side, you look at the shots and then you look at the shots on target, you're going to want to see some more effective play in those moments. You'll see the same for Chattanooga, but the 4 shots on target, the 2 goals. Bobby Murphy is going to be frustrated with 3 goals conceded past the 90th minute. 2 in that Corpus Christi match, and then 1 tonight.
Brutal break for the Portland Hearts of Pine on a night where both sides were well worth the win. Full-time stats are brought to you by Maine Health. So it is the Red Wolves who, amidst the red smoke of the Hearts of Pine, are the ones that leave here celebrating. We are well in the swing. A summer of soccer, is underway. And all the pleasantry and pageantry was on full parade here in Portland. The Hearts go down hard, 2-1. The Red Wolves take it on the road. Our entire cast and crew, folks. I've been Peyton Gallagher. We'll talk to you soon. Happy trails.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.